Hey, how we doing today? So, my name is Eric, and I thought we'd talk about things to avoid when it comes to any kind of business. And I see it's more important now than ever because people are looking for ways to add income because they've lost money due to inflation. Everything costs more. You're I was just watching the news here and they said that credit card debt is being racked up like crazy. And the typical family is racking up that credit card debt not on foolish crap, it's just on affordable housing and food, shelter. Because the money they had can no longer cover what their bills are. So that makes people more prone to falling for this crap. And we're going to go into a few examples. And if you're thinking about starting a business, these are things that you do not want to do. I mean, if you have no conscience or you could care less about other people, then it might be for you. But for the bulk or the majority of us, we're not that way. We're not out to scam people. We're not out to take advantage of people. And a real true business model, business plan, is knowing that your customer is a valuable asset and they need to be appreciated and not crapped on. All right, so what am I talking about? I know you guys are sitting there going, oh God, what's Eric going to talk about today, right? All right, so we're going to run through a few examples. All right, one, there's like 100 gazillion people out there that are selling subscriptions to how to make tons of money, whether it's social media or Facebook ads or, you know, YouTube. You're going to get rich. This is how you do it. To testosterone supplements, to real estate investing, to, it goes on and on. And the two things to watch for when someone is not being above board is at the end of the video, at the end of the ad, they like make it 5 times as fast. Somebody is reading down through all the stuff that excludes this, da, 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 da. They're doing that because they know you're not listening, for one, and two, by law, they have to put that in there that there are risks that this may not be what it says it's supposed to be, etc., etc., etc. And then the other is my grandfather used to say, always read the fine print. You know how it is on some of this crap that it's all nice and bolded where you can read it, and then all of a sudden it's like you got to get the magnifying glass out, or the microscope just to be able to read the freaking stuff. That's a good indicator that they're not being totally up and honest with you. And take heed. All right. So one of the big things that I know it's gone on for ages is these guys selling the idea that you can make millions in real estate and that no money down, blah blah blah, and use other people's money and have no debt. Well, wait a minute. If you're using other people's money and you're borrowing it from the bank, that's debt, right? Oh, not in these courses, it's not. Because I'm going to teach you one-on-one how to buy this house and rent it out or sell it and make the money on it and go on to the next and the next and the next. And what they are alluding to is, let's say there's a property up for sale in your area. The people are asking 50 grand. We don't know what the market is, but let's say 50 grand. And in order to get money from a bank, you have to have that property appraised. And if they come in and they say that it's $51,000 is the appraised value, and you go borrow the $51,000, these guys want to say you made $1,000 at it. But that's not the case, because you still borrowed $51,000. How is the $1,000 profit? It may be profit if you sold it for $51,000 and you got to keep the $1,000 in your pocket, but there's bank fees, everything else to go on to buying real estate. And some people will take and cover the attorney fees, others surveying, what have you. But there's other costs involved in buying and selling real estate. And I can tell you, it takes a different type of person to be able to become a landlord. It's not for me. Been there, done that, wore the shirt, got rid of the shirt. Because there's so much that goes into it. Finding the right people to put into that, where you put money and time into it and it looks nice, and how they can destroy it in a month. So you're looking at, older couples, no pets, blah, 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 And if you're lucky enough to get the perfect renter, then in all honesty, I guess that renter is paying the mortgage. And then you go on to the next one. But what they don't tell you is if that property sits vacant for 3 or 4 months, so there's no money coming in, how are you going to make that bank loan? Oh, we didn't tell that. It's in the fine print, or the real talk's real fast. If it's too good to be true, good chances are it's not true. Period. Subscription services. For your vitamins, supplements, testosterone, you name it. A lot of the medications, they aren't even medications, to be honest with you. A lot of these supplements are not researched by Big Pharma. They are not under the control of your medication that you take, like insulin or, stuff that you buy over the counter, or that you buy through a pharmacist, from a doctor or pharmacist. So they don't have the same stringent rules to follow. And these guys will tell you that it's like the old snake oil salesman. This bottle of turpentine will cure anything if it don't kill you first. Right? And a lot of people fell for it. People can become gullible, especially if they're looking for something to get them more money, to get them, a better way of life. And it's sad that there aren't more controls in place over these guys. But I had a friend that, eugenics, I think is what the name of it was. But he ended up, it was a 30-day supply, free of charge, no questions asked, you can cancel it at any time. What they didn't tell him, it was in the real fine print, or in the ad on TV where they read it, or the radio where they read it real fast. TV ads down here, that little section, is that if you didn't cancel it at the end of the 30 days, they were going to start hitting a recurring charge on your credit card for like $300 a month for something that the pharmaceuticals didn't even come up with. This is something that somebody brainchild over here. You know, even for erection dysfunction, ED, all these different stuff out there that's going to cure this and cure that. People are gullible. And the way these guys get you is they promise you the world and give you little to nothing except taking your money. That is not how a real business grows. These guys are making tons of money, but they also have all these complaints from people. But as long as they can keep the one-offs, keep people coming, and join their subscription service of $300 a month, well, the company says, well, we don't have control over our salespeople that are answering phones and the internet and bullcrap. Yes, you do. If I'm a business owner and I don't own what goes on with my employees, I need to get out of business. Because in the end, I'm responsible. So if it's some board that's running that company or corporation, they're responsible. Because anybody can come up with a supplement. Anybody can come up and have a doctor swear by it that maybe he's not even a freaking doctor. And start producing those medications. I keep saying the wrong word. They're not medication. They're supplements. And as long as they can keep duping you, they will. Whatever they're doing is working because they continue to grow. And what they know that you don't know is most people are lazy. And, it's free. But at the end of the 30 days, if you haven't canceled their subscription, it's not free anymore. And there's penalties for canceling your subscription after that point with most of them. They don't care that you're one-offs and that they may only hit you once. It's getting you hit once and making money on you. I call them all get-rich-quick schemes. People for decades have been looking for that perfect get-rich-quick that requires no investment, no time, no energy. Just have the money come throwing at me. It doesn't work that way, folks. And the problem is they prey on our most vulnerable. And that is the families that are struggling right now. I'm doing this video to try to keep you guys from going in a direction that's going to put you in debt more. These guys, companies, what have you, do not care about you. Nada. All they want you to buy is their course, their subscription, And if they only get 1 month subscription out of you, it's still a profit for them. You see it a lot on YouTube and Facebook now. A lot of these guys that became influencers are now peddling courses on how to become an influencer and make more money. And they're gaining people and upping their standard by getting more people to subscribe to them. They're not making, they're making decent money from YouTube if they've got, a lot of followers, a lot of subscribers. But they're not happy and content with that. They want more. And you notice how in the commercials that they have, they show you the fancy sports car and the model that's a 9.9 hanging off their arm and gold everywhere. And You're paying for that, and you're getting nothing in return. They say, well, you are getting something in return if you join my subscription service, or you subscribe, or you this and this. Again, it's even harder right now for the families out there and the individuals that are looking for work. I guess anybody would take free money if they didn't have to work for it and just sit back. See, we had a while back, and it's a wide spectrum, but they call it the pyramid scheme, and that is illegal. And the pyramid scheme basically says that if I can get people underneath me selling a product, then I get a percentage of their sales. And then the more people they get underneath them, I get a percentage of their sales. And you see where I'm going? So the more people you can get underneath you, the more money you make for doing diddly squat, other than getting people underneath you to do the work. And the first couple levels might come out okay. Top level is going to come out great. Next couple levels, all right. The bottom levels, zero, nada. And it got so bad that the federal government stepped in and said, that is illegal. You know, it's classified as a pyramid scheme. You need to be smart, because you need to stay away from scams. You need to stay away from get-rich-quick schemes. And if you truly want to try to do something where you can make some extra money, please, please, please watch a lot of my other videos on how to start a small business or become self-employed the right way. And that is as debt-free as possible and building on your foundation that's a solid foundation to start with. And how much am I charging you? Zero. Nada. If you subscribe, that's great. If you don't, that's okay too. My goal has always been to try to help other people. And when it comes to sales, you know, I've had people tell me a really good salesman is somebody that can sell a freezer to an Eskimo. No, it's not. That's a shyster. That's somebody good at scamming somebody. A good salesperson takes each individual. Here's what their needs are, problems are, and then if they have a product or service that will offer a solution to that problem or issue, that's a good salesman. You know, I've had people tell me that in sales, sometimes it takes 5, 6, 7 times, you know, of talking to people, sending stuff to them, just wear them down. If you're in a course that's teaching that crap, get the hell out, because you're not learning squat. If you're going to be a salesperson, first and foremost, you have to believe in what you're selling and not make yourself believe. No, truly believe that what you're trying to sell is a good product. And the people that you want to sell that product to are ones that are having issues, problems that this might be the solution to. That's a good salesman. And it doesn't matter across the board what you're selling. All it matters is that you believe in what the product says it can do, and that you're able to find people that could use that product or service to better themselves, so that it's a win-win for everybody involved. It's a win for you, it's a win for the customer, and it's a win for the business that you may be working for, or if you're self-employed, for the business. It's not scamming people. You're scamming people if you don't believe in that product and you think being a good salesman is being able to sell anything to anybody at any time. My book, you're a shyster. That's my take. So I'm going to wrap this video up. I put this out there because too many Americans are being duped and being preyed upon by people that aren't being as above board as what they claim they are. And I just want you to be coming in with both eyes open and be able to recognize and spot these things. The worst that's going on right now is with our elderly, with our seniors, and with these phone calls and everything else scamming them. For you guys that are doing that to the seniors, I hope you rot in hell. So on that note, hopefully you've learned something from this today. Read the fine print. If it goes so fast so you can't understand it, they're trying to hide something from you. So on that note, you guys have a great day and think smart. All right.